Today, I want to talk about how a proven AMC and GameStop short seller has been officially charged with crimes in the US and will likely and finally be going to jail. So stay tuned and let's make some money. Now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So obviously we're going to be talking about Andrew Left, but I also want to explain what this means for future short sellers and whether Andrew Left is likely to snitch or already has snitched. So if you haven't already seen, the SEC has just sued Andrew Left and Citreon Research over stock short sales. This is obviously the first result of the SEC and the Department of Justice's investigation into manipulative short selling, which commenced back in 2022. Now you may remember they weren't just looking into this one individual guy and one individual hedge fund or research company. They're actually looking into tens, if not 20s of different hedge funds. The SEC and the Department of Justice need to start somewhere so they can set a precedent for future chargeable crimes. This means the SEC and the Department of Justice likely will be charging more hedge funds and more individuals with the same crimes. Now, the crimes that Andrew Left and Citreon Research have been charged with is manipulating the market between 2018 and 2023, for which Andrew Left currently faces up to 25 years in jail for. And per the indictment, Andrew Left sets a short trade before he publishes his research and also receives kickbacks from the individual hedge funds as well. And this article even proves that Andrew Left and Citreon Research were officially shorting AMC and GameStop. You can see the article is titled about the short seller who targeted companies like Roku, GameStop and other stocks and how he's just been charged with fraud. Citreon Research were famously short both AMC and GameStop back in 2021 and re-shorted them back in 2024 as well upon Roaring Kitty's return. And what's really interesting about these charges, or more specifically about this lawsuit, is this extract here about Andrew Left's algorithms. So it says on or about December 26, 2018, in a private electronic communication, defendant Left explained his strategy to artificially manipulate the price of stocks like Facebook. Now I know Facebook stock has now changed to Meta and the ticker symbol is now META or Meta, but back in the day it used to be FB for Facebook. And he said, as crazy as it sounds, when I put out reports on big names like this in the middle of the day, what I'm really doing is switching algorithms. And sometimes it works in a big way. So what he's really doing here is manipulating algorithms in order to push the price in a certain direction, which he wants. In the instance of Facebook, he wanted to push Facebook up, but it also works in the opposite way or opposite direction to manipulate stocks down. And it also shows that algorithms are really what cause the market to move in certain directions and what really control the market. Okay, it's not regular everyday investors with supply and demand causing prices to move up or down. It's hedge funds and their algorithms moving the price where they want it, aka illegally manipulating stocks. But as I touched on earlier, as Stocks News have said, they've said what's more is just because the focus is on Left, he's only a small part of the larger picture. Saying according to SEC filings, they've partnered with the Department of Justice to investigate relationships between hedge funds and skeptical researchers for years, focusing on tons of relationships, not just one. And as 741 Trey has tweeted, he said he's got a feeling that Citreon is just one of many that the Wall Street elite plan to sacrifice in the coming days, weeks and months. Remember, the hedge fund industry, especially the short selling side of the industry, is very much a dog-eat-dog world. And especially more than ever, now that shorting or illegal shorting is falling apart, this guy is going to snitch on this guy, who's going to snitch on this guy, who's going to snitch on this guy in order to reduce their punishments and their sentences. And that will be going all the way up the food chain until effectively the biggest of the big guys are behind bars. I also wanted to go through the two back-to-back trades we had in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group on Friday. 2 trades and 2 profitable trades on CREV, which ran 33%, and BFI, which ran 26%. And we can see Gibraltar Rock locked in a 41% gain. Arif made over $1,000, paying off his entire lifetime membership in just one trade. And Harhan also locked in 23% gains on BFI. Now, obviously, this is a 100% success rate for trades on Friday. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there are trades that aren't profitable, but they're very few and far between. So if you guys want daily gains like these, be sure to join the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group using the link in the description below. Kristen has tweeted saying, so who's next and what names will Andrew Left give up? And gave 2 brilliant examples for both Archegos and FTX. So with FTX, we had Caroline Ellison, Nishad and Sam Trebuchet that all ended up snitching on Sam Bankman-Fried. And obviously we had a number of customers and also employees at Archegos that ended up snitching on Bill Hwang. So that's why other short sellers are now feeling the heat after the US has charged Andrew Left because he will be spilling more names. I'm sure he doesn't want to do 25 years in prison, so I'm sure he'll be let off with maybe just a few years in a fine after he gives up tons more names and tons more details. And that's why, as Mike has tweeted, he said these shorts are going to go bankrupt or are going to go one by one at a time. We've seen Bill Hwang and Archegos going under. We've now seen Andrew Left potentially going to prison. Maybe next on the door is going to be Ken Griffin himself. As Andrew Left continues snitching on more and more short sellers and these hedge funds continue dropping like flies, there will come a point where the remaining hedge funds can't support the crime any longer. There will come a point where these hedge funds can't short any more shares or can't create any more shares or can't support that liability without being margin call. And at that point, both AMC and GameStop and many other meme stocks will see the mother of all short squeezes. Especially as on day 1, if Donald Trump is elected the next president, he will fire Gary Gensler on day 1.
We're going to let it grow. On day 1, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman. I didn't know he was that unpopular.
Now, many have speculated who might be the next SEC chairman, with many suggesting it will be Hester Peirce, but you also have to remember that Donald Trump hates short sellers, and we know Hester Peirce supports short sellers, so it will likely be someone else. But as Ryan Rigg has tweeted, he said the change in tune from Andrew Left and Citreon Research really shows a reversal in sentiment from the short sellers. He said a known short seller who was campaigning with his thesis on TV for shorting GameStop is now no longer short GameStop because GameStop now has improved fundamentals and improved cash. Again, as I said, this is the exact same company where the owner, Andrew Left, has just been charged with fraud, who is a proven GameStop short seller in 2021 and 2024. But they're suggesting they're now not shorting GameStop because GameStop has improved their fundamentals just like AMC. So guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.